Hello everyone, myself Sowmya, Assistant Professor in CSE AIML Department, MLR Institute of Technology. So in this video, we are going to discuss about jQuery event models and how to handle the events. So coming to the overview of this presentation. So in this video, we are going to discuss about different event handlers. So what is the jQuery syntax for event methods and what are the commonly used jQuery methods, and we will also discuss some example applications. So what about this event handlers? So all the different visitors actions that a web page can respond to are called events. For example, I have a web page. In that web page, if I click on some button, some action will be happen, something will happen. So that is called as event. So whatever the user is doing some action, so that is called as event here. So an event represents the precise moment when something happens. So whenever some change is there in the user's action, then event will occur. So what are the different examples for this event? Moving a mouse over an element. So I'm just moving my mouse on one element, so that will be a event. Selecting a radio button, clicking on an element, selecting an item in the drop down list, right? So selecting or checking checkbox, all these are different events. So what are the different common events we have? So we have different categories of events here. Some of the events I have listed here like mouse events, keyboard events, form events, document or window events. So mouse events related to mouse. If I click on mouse, event will be generated. Double click, mouse enter, mouse leave. So if I double click on the mouse, again the event will be generated. Mouse enter. If the mouse is entering into a particular field, then mouse enter event will be generated. So if the mouse is leaving from a particular space, then mouse leave event will be generated. The same way, the events related to keyboard. So when I press the key, when I release the key, when I press the key, it will be in down state, right? When I release the key will be in the up state. If I combine these two, the key press event will be generated. The same way, the events related to form. So if I submit the form, if I change any content in the form, if I get the focus of that event, form element, and if I blur, right? If I lose a focus, if the form element loses the focus. So next, events related to document or window. So whenever the document is loaded, whenever the document is opened, whenever I resize it, minimize or maximize it, scroll, if I scroll the document, unload, if I close that, unload in the sense, load in the sense open, unload in the sense close. So these are the different events related to document or window. So what is the common jQuery syntax for all these events? For example, right, so to assign a click event to all the paragraphs on a page, we can do this. So I just want to apply this logic for all the paragraph elements, right? So here click is our event, right? Whenever you click on your mouse, this event will be generated. So where you're clicking, I'm clicking on any paragraph. So $P indicates here the paragraph, $click indicates what? Event here. So whenever you click on this paragraph, what happens? That thing I'm describing in this function, implicit function. So whatever you want to do, whenever you click on the button, that thing you need to write under this function code. So commonly used jQuery event methods. So the first is $of document.ready. So ready is a event method here. So whenever our document is ready, then you're going to do something, then where you're going to write that code under the function. So $of document.ready. Whenever it is ready, what I'm doing? I'm defining a function. So within this function, you need to write your code. So this thing we are going to use in every application of jQuery. So coming to the next event is click event. So in the previous examples, previous videos, we have seen this, right? So whenever you click on something, this event will be generated, mouse click, right? What you're going to do using the function, you can define that. So we'll see some examples here. So this code is common for all the jQuery applications to use the libraries. Now, whenever the document is ready and whenever you click on the paragraph element, what you're doing, this dot hide. This in the sense the current paragraph will be hidden. So here hide is nothing but a function that will be hidden, right? So for this, what I'm doing in the body section, I'm defining 3 different paragraphs here. Whenever you click on a particular paragraph, that particular paragraph will be hidden. So this is the output I'll get. If you click on this first one, it will be hidden. If I click on the second one, that will be hidden. If I click on the third one, that will also be hidden. So that is the logic you are writing, and the event in this function you're using as click. I'll try to execute this. So I'm getting 3 paragraphs here. If I click on the second paragraph, that will be disappear. And if I click on the first paragraph, that will be clear. And if I click on this paragraph, this will be hidden. So that is the logic I'm writing. And the event you are using in this program is click. So next is double click. The same thing, but here we are using double click. Previously, whenever you click on that paragraph, it is hiding. But now you need to click on double times. I mean, you need to click for double times on that paragraph, then it will be hidden. The same thing, the library files, and whenever the document is ready, whenever you double click on that paragraph, then that will be hidden. This is the same as the previous program, but here you are writing double click instead of click. Here also same thing, we have 3 paragraphs again. So we can change just the previous program itself. So instead of click, I should write DBL, double click. I'm just saving it. So if I single click on it, it will not do anything. Double click, then it will be disappear. Double click, it will be disappear. Double click, it will be hidden. So that's the use of double click. So next is mouse enter. If you enter your mouse on a particular element zone, then that will be disappeared or something you're going to write here. So we know this is common for all the programs, and whenever my document is ready and I'm applying this mouse enter for an element which is having the ID as P1, right? So whenever you enter into that element which is having the ID as P1, then you're generating an alert message you entered P1. But what is this P1? See here in the body section, you're creating a paragraph. For this paragraph, the ID is P1, right? What is the paragraph? Enter this paragraph. Whenever you move your mouse onto this paragraph, mouse will be entered into that zone. Then immediately you will get this alert message. So this is the output I'm getting. Enter this paragraph. If I move my mouse over this, then I will get that alert message. Right. After this mouse leave, we will discuss the programs, both the programs at a time. So mouse leave. So just opposite to mouse enter. So mouse is entering, mouse is leaving. So whenever you're moving mouse out of that scope, then it will be executed. The same thing, library function. Whenever my document is ready, I'm applying this mouse leave function for the element which is having the ID as P1, right? So whenever you're going out of that, you're generating an alert message by you now leave P1. So what is this P1? It's a paragraph. For this ID is P1, and what is the message? This is a paragraph. So already you have entered into this paragraph. Now you are leaving this paragraph. Then automatically you will get this alert message. So we'll see the execution of these 2 programs now, mouse entered and mouse leave. So already I have entered into this, right? So whenever I'm coming, see, whenever I'm moving mouse onto this, automatically I'm getting this, you entered P1. So I enter into this, automatically you're getting this message. So now the same thing about mouse leave. I'm saving it. So you have entered, I'm not getting anything, but if you leave this, after entering, if you leave this, you are getting this alert message. You entered, nothing will happen, but whenever you leave, you're getting this message, that is mouse leave. So next is mouse down. So if you click on your mouse, mouse will be down here, right? So whenever you click on the mouse, the status of this mouse button will be down, right? So this is common library. Whenever your document is ready, you're applying this mouse down for the element which is having P1. So same thing, you're generating some alert message here, and this, what is P1? It's a paragraph element, right? The same program, but we need to change what? The event name is mouse down. So now I'm entering this. If I click on it, see if I click the mouse, then the mouse will be in down state. Immediately I'm getting this. So we have mouse up also. So when you release the mouse, after clicking, you are going to release, right? So if I click on it, nothing will happen. If I release that, immediately I'll get this, right? Mouse down and mouse up. So that is mouse up, just now we have seen. And next, H over. So H over method will mix both mouse entered and mouse leave. So these methods can be combined in the H over method. So next is focus. So whenever an element gets focus, for example, I have an element, I'm just entering into that. I'm just moving my mouse into that. Then it will gain the focus, right? So blur in the sense it will lose the focus. It will come out of it, right? So whenever it loses the focus, then we call blur method, right? We will see these two things in one example. So this we know a common library to use the jQuery library files. And I want to execute this code whenever my document is ready. So I want to apply this event focus, right? So what is this focus? Whenever you enter into that element. So which element? Input element we have. We have input tag. So whenever you enter into this input tag, then this function will be executed. What is this function? I am applying CSS for the current element. So this indicates what? The current input element. What is the CSS styles you are applying? The background color you're changing to yellow. So by defaultly the background color of this element will be white, but whenever you enter into this element, whenever you place your cursor into that element, automatically it will become yellow. Now I'm also applying the blur, right? So what is this blur function? Whenever it comes out of it, whenever it loses the focus, that means you're moving mouse out of that element. Then again the same thing, you're applying this for input elements, input tags only. So what you're changing for the current element, I'm applying CSS as change the background color to green. Whenever you enter, the color will be yellow. Whenever you come out of it, the color will be green. So in the header, in the body section, we are creating two input fields here. One is for text, I mean like name, and other for is email. So this is the output I'll get after leaving the mouse. We'll try to execute this. I have two fields here. If I click on the first field, it will become yellow. That means it is gaining the focus. And if I click on the second field, so the second field is gaining the focus and the first field is losing the focus. So now I'm coming out of it, then the second field will become green. That means it is losing the focus. So next is on method. So on method will apply one or more event handlers for the selected elements. At a time we can apply multiple events for an element using on method. So we know this is common for all the library, I mean like all the programs, jQuery programs to use the library files. So now whenever my document is ready, I am applying on function on p tag. So what are the different events you are applying under this on? One is mouse enter, the other one is mouse leave, and the other one is click. So how to mention this multiple things? So after on, just open the parenthesis and open the curly brace and list out all your events which you want to apply. The first one is mouse enter, colon, write function for this mouse enter. Mouse leave, colon, write the function for this. Click, colon, write the function for this. So whenever the mouse is entered into this paragraph, what happens? You're changing the background color to light gray. Whenever you're leaving the mouse, like whenever you're leaving the paragraph space, then the background color will be changed to light blue. And whenever you click on that paragraph, the background color will be changed to yellow, light gray, light blue, and yellow. So you are applying 3 events at a time on a single element paragraph using on event. So in the body section, you have only one single paragraph. So we'll try to execute this. So I'm refreshing it. If I move my mouse onto this, it is changing to light green. And if I move my mouse out of this, it is changing to blue. And if I click the mouse on it, it is changing to yellow. So you are applying 3 different events at a time. At a time in the sense for the same element in a same program using on event. So that is about event handlers. So in this video, we have seen different event handlers and how to handle those events using different methods. And we have also seen some example applications. Thank you.